Yo, Stayer, how's it going, my guy? It's so good to see you today.
Yeah, man. Good to see you too, man. Yeah, it's it's cloudy out here in Baja. It's like an overcast, but it's supposed to clear up a little later. It's warm though. It's like 60, like 9, like 60,
Man,
68.
every time I tune into your channel, I just see you there on the beach, and I'm just like, man, I gotta get where that guy is because whether it's cloudy or not, I just know the feeling of the ocean air on my skin, the smell, the feeling of the sand on my feet. Like it's such a good feeling. So congratulations for living in paradise, my guy.
Yeah, bro. Thanks. I'm here for a couple months before I move to South America. I sold my farm in Southern California, and I'm just trying to raise more pork for sale. I want to sell directly to restaurants. I want to sell directly to supermarkets, and I can't do that in America. Unfortunately, the FDA rules are like it's too much. It's too crazy. And so my whole family, they grew up as farmers. My sons and daughters and stuff. So they're Papa, like let's just go somewhere where we can do it. I'm down to go. I'm like, wow, really? So I'm the one. I was chilling. I was cool with like just having the hobby farm, but they're like, nah, man. We're like, we gotta push this. I was like, what? So I was like, all right, let's go. So now we're just hanging around. We're in Baja for just vacationing for a couple months. I'm here trying to brush up on my Spanish. Because I took 4 years of Spanish still, and it's like I didn't learn anything. I think my teacher was so nice that he just gave everybody like just B's and A's, and I went to all boys private school, and he was the teacher is
He's
just
an
like
A.
yeah, he's let us do whatever he wanted.
I love that. So, hablando español ahora o no?
Hold on, hold on. Hold on. You said okay. You said. Oh, hold on. Say that again. Hold on.
So, ¿hablas español ahora o no?
Okay. Habla español or so you said, do I speak Spanish fluently or no?
Now. Do you
Oh, do
speak
I speak
Spanish now
Spanish?
or no?
Um, muy poquito. Um,
Okay.
hold on,
Okay,
hold on.
necesito aprendiendo más. Necesitas un maestro privado para enseñar español a ti.
Oh shit. Hold on. Bro, I'm the worst. I don't even know what
Okay,
to.
well, let me just tell you, I've been hanging out in Mexico recently as well, and I did Spanish class for a while in high school. But the cool thing is, when I was a kid, my parents actually bought us Spanish-speaking cartoons and put it on when we were real little, and so
Yeah.
you got that foundation like deep in the brain, and then like I don't know, I've traveled to a lot of Spanish-speaking countries, so then I did Duolingo for a while, and then when I went to Mexico this time, I was like, I'm gonna get a teacher. So that's one of the things I said is I was like, you need to get a private teacher to teach you Spanish, and that's what I've been doing like twice a week when I'm in Mexico. He comes over for like an hour and a half and just like teaches me and speaks with me, and it makes all the world. It makes the world a difference. It's really
Oh,
cool.
yeah. I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to speak to everybody as much as I possibly can. Um, uh, so there's a fruiteria like down right down the street. It's a really nice guy and his family. It's fresh vegetables. They have the snacks. They even have frozen meat and dog food. They got everything in this like little like soup, a little market. And I went in there. I try. I get. He really encourages me. And I go in there. Went in there just yesterday. And I was like, I go in there super calm, like, como está usted? Just start. I think that's how you doing, right? How are you today? How are you
Yeah,
today,
that was
right?
right. You got it.
And I just said it, and he's just like, he just starts like, just hit me with Spanish, and I'm like, and I smile, and then the other guy, they all start laughing, and I think you told the guy, he was like, just lay off of him, man. He's trying, you know. And so I'm really bad at Spanish coming back at me. You know what I mean? So it's just like, oh, by the way, I forgot that this was supposed to be a recording. I put it's actually live, so I'm seeing a lot of people saying
Yeah.
hi. So what's up, everybody? I didn't even set this right. So this is the Bossberger Dev I'm talking to right now. So we're just chilling. We'll be on here for maybe an hour. But anyway, so yeah, but so I'm here trying to, we're just trying to ease ourselves into Spanish culture because in North and South America, bro, nobody speaks English. Like barely anyone. Like, you know what I mean? Like at least in Mexico, like if you're talking, like you can like you and you're trying Spanish, people be like, oh, okay. They'll just start speaking English to you. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, don't worry about it, bro. I mean, no, you know what I mean? That happens to me all the time. And so this is like an ease, like you can just ease through. But because when I get to South America, man, it's gonna be different types of Spanish. Like you got the Chilean Spanish and you got the Argentinian Spanish, and they're like two different kinds of Spanish, and like they barely understand each other, and it's like this is crazy. So I'm pumped, but I'm very nervous because I'm barely, I say increíble. I say that like increíble. I say what else? Yeah, you know what? I've been so busy with crypto, bro, that I haven't been able to like even like study or do anything like that. And I actually have two Spanish teachers. They're the daughter and the son of the cleaners that come here. They're like in their 20s, and they're no, sorry, they're not the daughter and son. It's the daughter and her boyfriend, and they're really nice, and they speak only Spanish, and we have them here 2 days a week, hanging out with the kids and just playing games with them and just speaking to them in Spanish, and the kids are doing really well, and I'm supposed to be like involved in that too, but I keep getting pulled away, just doing this, or you know what I mean. So it's just like um it's just crazy, man. I can't believe I'm doing this, to be honest with you. I'm the more I think about it, I'm like, but you said
Well,
you
you know what they say is that all growth happens outside of your comfort zone, my guy.
right. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You got to keep pushing yourself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's the only way to grow. It's the only way to grow. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I mean, I dox myself all the time. I like everybody, my whole subscriber base like knows exactly like pretty much everything about me. And it's like, I grew up in South Jersey, and I lived in Boston, lived in Chicago, lived in California, and it was all like just a complete learning curve, and like learning new things, and because there's different cultures in America, man. I mean, Boston is so different from Chicago. Chicago's so different from Los Angeles and Southern California, and so I've been challenging myself, and it's worked out. And so so yeah, and even with the YouTube, YouTube now is like, I'm challenging myself with that. Now I'm talking to you. It's like, I don't know, man. It's just nuts. But yeah, man. So I mean, but you were in Mexico City at some point. Like you said, we talked before. Like you said that you spent time in Mexico City, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've been hanging out in Mexico City, been hanging out in Oaxaca. Want to get over to the Yucatan as well. I love Mexico, and I'll probably be headed back down there pretty soon. It's just like, I did a lot of world traveling in my life, and I've been to so
Wow.
many different places. I've been to like 20 some different countries, and so
Dope.
many of them I like crossed the entire world. And then a couple of years ago, I went to Mexico for my first time, and I was like, wait a second, this is one of the coolest places I've ever been, and it's right in my backyard. Like living in California, I was just like, why am I not in Mexico? Like, why am I not? So recently, I've just been spending more and more time there because it's a beautiful, amazing place, and also the people are so friendly. The food is so good. I speak moderate Spanish, and I'm learning more, and then but then it's also in the same time zone as the States, and it's easy to jump up and see my family, and different than being in like Bali or Thailand or freaking Spain or Morocco or whatever, like all these places that I've been that I love, but it's just like such a long travel and a totally different time zone. If you want to get back to the family, it's a whole journey. But Mexico is just, it's super easy, but it's also just like exotic and fun and different and cool. So yeah, I'm not, I came back up to the States, and then now for a little while in the summer, but I'm gonna head back down to Mexico pretty soon. I can't stay away.
Yeah, bro. I love Mexico. I love it here. I've been telling my subscribers that, like, I watched a lot, and we all watched like Netflix and stuff like that, and like my only exposure to like Mexico, knowing what Mexico is all about, was just cartel movies, and like, what I mean. It's like, head in the duffel bag, big cocaine deals. You know what I mean? Like, that, like, that's
Yeah.
all I really knew about Mexico, and it's totally not like that at all. There's like
No.
literally, it's like the opposite of that. It's families. It's like really amazing economy. Everybody's so happy to work for the peso's strong, bro. It's 23
Uh,
pesos to the dollar now. I feel like when I was
yeah.
in high school, it was like, wasn't it like almost like 500 pesos to the dollar? Like, it was really up there. I remember like studying it in high school. The peso was very, very like diluted in a way, now it's 23 pesos to a dollar, and still everything is so cheap here and so well made, it's homegrown, everything is, healthy, and and it's just, I couldn't, I love it here, man. And Baja Ensenada has the best weather. It still has California weather. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
it's not humid. Again, like, this beach looks like like what Redondo Beach would look like in the '90s. Like, my wife grew up in Redondo Beach, and she was like, "Bro, this is like Redondo Beach when I was a kid. When I was like 5. Like, like the beach opened, and everything like that." And so, I love it here, man. But yeah, bro. But hey, but I haven't had a Boss Burger here yet. You know what I mean? But
Just wait. Just
just
wait.
wait,
We got
just
big
wait.
plans.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, but I'm excited about Boss Burger, bro. A lot of my subscribers are invested in Boss Burger. Love Boss Burger. It's just I when I first saw Boss Burger, um, I believe uh, uh, one of those X spaces with muscles, and I was in a project called Birday, and one of the people from my project was on there with you guys, and that was the first time I heard about Boss Burger. And hearing you speak, and I was like, what, that's a really great idea, but I never thought of it. I didn't know it was a Matt Furie coin until literally like a few weeks ago, after I invested, because I thought it was just about burgers, and that it was the fact that it's a Matt Furie coin is crazy to me. That's crazy bullish. And apparently the burger was in like the Cortex Vortex, like
Yeah, so basically we have the best of both worlds going on, because Bossberger has been drawn by Matt Furie many times. Originally, the first like name, like proof of the name, and you can see this on our X profile in the highlight section towards the bottom, because it was one of the first posts we made. The first mention of the name was in 2014, so more than 10 years ago, and we have proof of that because it's on his website, and the file name, and we have a screenshot of this up there. The file name is Matt Furie dash Bossberger, and it's a quadruple stack cheeseburger with eyes. And And then he drew it several times. There's even another website where we show the code of the website, and you can see the file name there too. So it's proof. It's proven. It's not, you have a lot of Matt Furie or supposed Matt Furie tokens out there that people just like make something that looks like a Matt Furie thing, call it a Matt Furie thing, and try and pump it. But real Matt Furie heads know that you got to have proof, right? And so we've got that. And so it's been drawn several times. It's been in several different of his collections. And then Cortex Vortex is the book that just came out very recently. And it has, Bossberger has an entire page in that book. There's only a number of projects that have a page. There's Bucci and there's Barry and there's different characters that have a page in there. But Bossberger, we're on page 5. It's the entire page. And actually, one of the people from our team got one of the books. There was only 120 copies of this book made, and they sold out in less than 30 seconds. And one of our guys got the book, and so we have it in hand. We have the proof and all that. So we're strong in the Matt Furie narrative, but also we're a fucking burger, bro. Like, everyone loves burgers. We're coming into the summer. We just had July 4th. Like, it's just such a timeless thing. We're such a first mover in the food meta. We're the absolute first mover in the Matt Furie food meta, because you got all these Matt Furie cats and dogs and frogs and creatures and monsters, and they're all this like critter category, and they're all competing with each other. But there's no other fucking Matt Furie food. We're the first Matt Furie food meta, and what better food than a burger? And there's so much you can do with this. We've already created commercials. We have like 8. If you go down on Telegram at BossBurger_TV, there's a whole channel with all of our commercials. We've got like 9 different retro commercials for Big Boss Burger Bar, which is, obviously where Bossberger works and is served. I mean, where else would it be? We've got all this cool fan art at Bossburger_memes on Telegram. We've got tons and tons of It's just so memeable. It's so lovable. It's so hilarious. There's so much you can do with it that when we saw this laying on the floor, because we CTO'd it, we were just like, this is way too good. You have the Matt Furie connection. It's in Cortex Vortex. It was named by him and proven in 2014. It's a burger. It's so fucking fun. We could open a burger joint. We could have products. We could do all sorts of things with this. And so the vision is really limitless. But yeah, it's Matt Furie. It's solidly Matt Furie, but it's also just a fucking badass boss burger.
Wow. Yeah, and burgers are timeless, man. Burgers are literally like burgers in the winter, burgers in the summer, it doesn't matter. Like, especially like in America, like burgers is like our tacos. You know what I mean? Like, you grab a burger. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's our like. I'm trying to think of what is it, like our empanada. You know what I mean? Like, it's just something to grab, and it's like, I mean, you can have burgers in 1,000 different, made in 1,000 different ways, and you're most likely gonna like them. You know what I mean? Or at least have an opinion on them. Like in California, you talk about like the In-N-Out burger, versus the Tommy's burgers. And I mean, I'm gonna go to both of them. I mean, I'm gonna eat. You know what I mean? So, but it's like it's like burgers are like it's as American as, I don't know, as pie. You know what I mean? But like, oh, by the way, Shawan, you're in here. I didn't know I was. We were just going to record this thing. So we're live right now. Shawan, why don't you go ahead and put the contract address in the chat? I'll pin it so people know what we're talking about, because there's probably some people in here that maybe have not seen Bossberger before, and they could check it out on Deck Screener. So I saw you in here, Shawan, one of my mods. Go ahead and
I did it.
oh, you
I
did.
did it.
Oh no, see, I don't think anyone can put contract addresses in here except for mods. I don't know how. I'm trying to change that.
Oh, okay.
Shawan, you in here? Okay, there he goes. Yeah, okay.
There it
There it is,
is.
guys. Yeah, there it is. So, guys, yeah, thanks, Steve-O. Steve-O's in the chat. What's up, Luke? What's up, Samson? Dude, Samson is a huge Bossberger fan, dude. This guy, and he's out of Massachusetts. He's been following my channel for quite a long time. I see Aminu in here. Aminu says BTC just broke all-time highs. Wow, what a time to be alive, guys. Kabrir's in here. Kenny, what's up, Kenny? Santob's in here. Who else is in here? Exotic Me is in here. Nice. Spike's in here. Peter's in here. This is great, man. I'm actually happy I didn't push the I didn't push the unlisted button, because the unlisted button would have allowed me to just record and then just release it later. I was planning on releasing this like, we were gonna say, I don't know, like over the weekend or Monday or something like that. But I'm happy this is live. Smash the likes. And I actually, yeah, I'm not even gonna change the thumbnail right now, but we'll just continue on. But so yeah, Amina says, I boss, I need some boss burgers. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, guys, I wanted to do this because I get to meet and talk to devs of projects that I invest in, that I like. Because of this channel, they'll hear me talking about the coin that I've decided to invest in, and they always contact me like, yo, dude, thanks so much, like, that's really cool, you're invested, and anything you need, let me know, type of thing. And the dev Dilla of BossBurger, reached out to me and dapped me up, you know what I mean? And so I was like, bro, man, I want to get you on. I never get to do interviews. I never do interviews. Usually it's just like me on here, just going live or doing videos. So I wanted to do this because you're interesting, bro. You're interesting, and you've been super successful in the space. And I'm like, and Bossberger's at incredible fun DCA buy levels right now. There's so much bullish stuff happening around this project. And ETH has been so down. BTC has been kind of teetering. People didn't know, okay, is this gonna go back down to like to the 90 some thousand, or are we gonna break all time? Now we know we're breaking all-time highs. ETH is following Bitcoin, and yet the dominant Bitcoin dominance is dropping, which means we're headed towards a really, really amazing altcoin season, I believe, here in the fall, late summer. And this is the perfect time to be in Matt Furie coins, and also be in a project like Bossberger that is transcendent, because really Bossberger started out as a meme coin, right? But like Dilla said, like, this is actually you got to consider Bossberger an RWA coin, a real world asset coin, because there's some amazing things coming out. Maybe we won't. I don't know if you want to get into it just yet, but let's just say you'll be able to taste it. You'll be able to drink it. And that is so bullish to me, man, because because I feel crypto is moving in that direction where I think a lot of things are going to be tokenized, I think food, you're going to be able to buy crypto off of your favorite foods and stuff like that, and it hasn't been done yet until now, right, Dilla?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we see there's so much potential with the blockchain. There's so much potential to do way more than has ever been achieved. And the way I see it, I have a pretty long history with crypto. I first heard about Bitcoin when it was, oh God, I don't even want to talk about it. It was so cheap. But there's just I've always been someone who's been just so interested in the integration of the technology into our real world, um, and right now what we see is basically meme coin casino world, right? Which is fine. We all love it, right? And I'm right there just as much as the next guy pulling the informed slot machine, but really, like, there is a lot of potential here, and I think what we're going to start seeing, especially with IP, really making more and more of an impact on the space, we're going to see a lot more integration of people actually building real brands. Because with social media, with Instagram, with TikTok, and then combining Web3 into that, you can absolutely build a brand that has an impact on the real world. We see that with Pudgie Penguins. We see that, with Labubu and different things like that. And so, I've been doing this for a while, and I worked on a project called Bone that got up to Fleabone, that we took up to 13 million. And by the way, that one's not over yet. So we've been
Yeah.
having some people DCA into that in the last couple of days, and that's smart moves because things are coming with Bone too. But I just feel like there's a lot of potential. And so in taking memes beyond where they've ever been before, and actually using the power of Web3 in order to build a successful brand that crosses out of the casino and into the real world. And so I'm not really going to reveal everything yet, because things are brewing, I could say. And I just think that really right now we're still focusing on the memes and the videos and having a blast with this and taking this up and like providing the entry for people who are actually paying attention right now. And I see that the chart's moving up right now. We have some people who are paying attention. But this is more than just a meme. This is more than just another whatever that you're gonna make a little money on and it's gonna disappear. Like, we're going the distance. We did. We've been working on Fleabone for over a year, and we don't plan on it's going all the way to the top, and Bossberger is right there with it. And so, I just think that we've had a lot of people following the mold, but like, I've always been a visionary thinker. I've always been someone who thinks outside of the box. I always want to evolve and innovate. In real life, I'm a DJ, I am a musician, I'm a coach. I help people break out of their boxes and expand into their full limitless potential and turn their self-limiting beliefs into superpowers. And I just think that there's so much possible here. So with Bossberger, you're gonna see some things you've never seen before with a meme coin. And right now is just an excellent time to load up and make sure that you're fully packed as we crush our all-time highs and take this thing all the way to the top of the market.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you guys are only like 5x like off of your previous all time. You guys had your all time high was what, a 1.1,
Yeah,
right?
1.1 million.
1.1. Like, I mean, because in my experience, once you get back to all time highs, like a coin gets back to all time highs, like it usually like 10x's, 20x's from there, like, because it's so bullish when you're able to, because meme coins always have a dip, right? There's always like a major pullback and things like that, and then there's like a decision. There's like a decision point there, where it's like, okay, what is this project really? And then when that project begins to move up and start approaching, the previous all-time high, and then there's bullish stuff, and there's, the community's growing, the community never left, you know what I mean? They're still there, and it's like it starts to keep like pushing upward. I mean, and then there's even bigger bullish news at the all-time uh at the all-time highs. I mean, it just sends. You know what I mean? I've seen it happen, and I definitely see it happening with Bossberger. I mean, your experience with what you did with Fleabone. I went and took a look at that project. I was like, man. I mean, I can see what your style and how you let things breathe. Like you said, like Fleabone, that took like a few months for that to get to that point, right? I mean, some coins like, oh, zero to 1 million, and then like kaput, But like with you, it's like you're so patient with your projects, and you let things breathe, and you let people come around and understand like what it is that you're trying to build. And I see that with Bossberger, but it's on an exponential level because, I mean, you can't have people bite into a flea bone. You know what I mean? You can't, like this is totally different, and with a burger, like not only can you like do like a flavor profile on a burger, or like I'm trying to like even like tacos or burritos, like there's a style to making that food, right? And and I'm telling you, man, like I can see that with Bossberger. As it gets to that point, I know we're not supposed we don't want to talk about it yet, but like I just see Bossberger just absolutely exploding. You know what I mean? Like Ray Kroc style. I mean, you ever see that movie with the McDonald's with Michael Keaton?
I
Um,
heard you mention that. I gotta watch. I haven't
you
seen it.
gotta
No.
watch that movie. You gotta watch that movie, bro. You gotta watch that movie. It is an amazing movie. I'm not saying you're not like him at all, like, but in terms of the position that Bossberger's in right now, like it can. I mean, I can just see it absolutely exploding because with again real world assets right now it's a baby in the crypto market. And I think with the way stocks are moving, with crypto, I think there's going to be a pushback there, in a sense where people are going to try and return back to crypto roots and have like more of a degen play on real things. You know what I mean? Like, how like stocks right now, they're like you got micro strategies and stuff like that. And it's related to crypto, and they're saying, oh, the liquidity is going to these stocks, it's not going to altcoins and things like that. I think there's about to be a complete reversal of that, to where now these real world asset coins are going to be they're going to be real products in the world that actually people can tap in through crypto and be able to affect the growth and be able to profit off of the growth of real products. You know what I mean? Like in an exponential way. Because in stocks you can't really do that. Like you have these products, and the stocks, they move up, a few percent here and there. But with crypto, like you can go take a real world asset and absolutely have it explode, have the chart absolutely explode. And you know what I mean? I that's what I see with Bossberger, that I haven't seen with any other coin yet. You know what I mean? Um, um, maybe I just went crazy there and I didn't make any sense, but
No, dude, you're speaking my language,
okay,
bro. Like,
you know what I mean? I feel like that's about to it's about to turn, because we've been hearing for the last couple of months like that. Like we've been hearing, oh, stocks are sucking out the liquidity of crypto, and people just aren't going to come to crypto anymore. They're just going to buy the ETFs. They're just going to do that. I don't think that's true. I
I don't
think
think that's true. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, from the New York Times Opinion, and it was talking about the attention economy and Gen Z, and they had this really popular TikToker who talks all about just like mental health, social media, attention economy, like how sort of analyzes it, is an analyst in terms of like what is the Gen Z lifestyles, things like that. And she was being interviewed by one of my favorite interviewers, Ezra Klein, and she said, when it comes, like, they were talking about economy and like where Gen Z's at, and she was like, basically you have just a couple of options, because people are feeling, in Gen Z especially, but I'm a millennial, but in Gen Z especially, but millennials too, like, people are feeling so disconnected from the American dream that they've been sold, and from like having any availability to be able to, buy a house or do whatever, the things that they're turning to unconventional means. And she just name dropped like three different ways that people are looking to make money. And she said fucking meme coins. She said meme coins on the fucking New York Times opinion, like, national, like, this is going mainstream. Like, we are just starting to get the first little whispers of moving towards mass adoption, and then after that going into peak euphoria throughout the end of the summer and maybe the end of the year and stuff like that. And so you know, everyone has heard those stories of the people who got in Pepe early, the people who got in Shib early, whatever. And, you know, it's going to be a little bit more diversified this cycle, but like this is that moment. Like this is the quiet before the storm. We are in that moment right now, and especially seeing today, you know, I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart. We're at 153.7, 154,161.82 right now. That's an all-time high. We're breaking all-time highs. You know, ETH is right now at 3,844. We're just starting to kiss 4,000 again. Like this is that moment because meme coins follow behind that. You know, you're going to see the majors move, then you're going to see the alts explode, and then you're going to see good meme coin projects explode. And everyone's looking for that 5, 10, 50, 100x. They're not going to look at, you know, the Andes, Wolves, and Pepes of the world to get that 100x. Maybe if they're feeling like those are the ones that people have been investing in as the market's been down because they feel more scared, more fear. But like as these all-time highs start popping off and people start making a lot of profit, they're going to turn to some of these more quote unquote risky projects, which actually I see Bossberger as like a medium risk because of like some of the elements we have going on. But like it's the perfect time to get positioned because like as I'm talking about the mainstream starting to hear about meme coins more and more, we're even hearing it on mainstream media. You know, we're starting to get all-time highs and rotations. And then when people start to hear what we have going on and how we're expanding beyond just like a regular meme coin project, this shit is going to explode. We're going to be in the tens of millions before long. And Stare, I give you a lot of credit because you know how to pick them, you know, and we got introduced, and I know you have a lot of people knocking on your door, but like once we started talking, you were like, yeah, bro, let's collab, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of moved by the project because it's like, and you're 100% right. Like meme coins, they it's the people are starting to understand it. Like the best projects are just it's all about the brand. It's a branding play. You know, meme coins, the best ones are their brands. You know what I mean? It's like because honestly, like you hold a Coke can, like you can put different sodas in there, and I probably wouldn't tell the difference. You know what I mean? But the fact that it has a Coke wrapper on it makes me confident that I'm gonna enjoy the drink. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna taste something good regardless of what's in there. And honestly, like out here in Mexico, the Coke cans, like the Coca Cola, it tastes different than American Coke. But I'll still drink it because I like Coke. I like Coca Cola. You know what I mean? And it still tastes good. You know what I mean? Like the Mexican Coca Colas, they taste great. And meme coins are just when they're done right, when they're pushed, and when they have vibrant communities that believe, it's there's nothing better. People love brands that they can believe in, that are consistent, and that move markets, and move people to go and grab that product that brand has wrapped itself around, you know. And where I see Boss Burger in this, and it being the first uh, RWA. I consider it RWA coin in addition to a meme coin, but it's the first meme coin to actually have a actual product behind it. I know it's not. We're not talking about it yet, but it actually it's a brand that you can actually touch and taste and desire and pay for on the open market. And you know, just like because my father-in-law is a broker for Wells Fargo. And he was invested in McDonald's, right? And he still is. And he would go, even though like he's not in the fast food, he would still go to McDonald's like once a month and just get random things on the menu and go sit down and have a lunch inside. And why he would do that is because he wanted to experience what he was invested in and check on it. You know what I mean? And imagine Gen Zers being able to go to, you know, a Bossberger restaurant or, you know, a Bossberger burger stand and be able to check on their investment without you know, being involved in stocks and the lobbyists and the major special interest groups and the corporate juggernauts of this world that they're trying to detach from, you know, and be able to just invest in the coin, a Bossberger, be able to watch it go up, be able to go into the Telegram group and say, hey, I just went to a Bossberger, I just had one, you know, I'm loving it. You know, late night, we just hit the club, we just, you know what I mean, like I see that happening like in the near future, and it's like, and I think it's not only going to be a breakthrough, but it's going to be a copycat. Like there's going to be so many different meme coins that are going to come out and be like, listen, we got to be more than a meme coin. We got to have a product behind what we're doing. Look at what Bossberger did. You know what I mean? Like they actually have real revenues. They have a real. You want to talk about use cases? You want to talk about use cases? You want to talk about DeFi projects, and you want to talk about, you know, you know, all these things that we look for in crypto. Simply eating a burger is one of the biggest use cases for a meme coin ever to exist. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's mind blowing to me. It's mind blowing to me. You know what I mean? It's mind blowing to me because I'm the type of guy. This is why people follow me, because I'm not a chart boy. I'm not really into the tech. I'm into the excitement. I'm into the charts moving. I'm into brands. I'm into communities. I'm into people, you know, chest bumping. Let's fucking go! Like I'm into that, and so to be able to also have a coin that has a use case, you know, that's something that is as easy as, you know, a late night burger joint after going out, is like, that is such a mind fuck, bro, in a good way. Like it's like you know what I mean? It's like I don't know what to say, but it's like that's everything I ever wanted in crypto. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because I just don't even like messing around with the DeFi stuff, and, you know, what does this and that do, and do. I'm not. I mean, shout out to the nerds. I am not a nerd. You know what I mean? You know, I love. I'm a I in high school I would always protect the nerds. I would always, you know, you know, I would, you know, I was actually a great student too. Maybe I was a nerd too, but like, but I just not into that stuff. You know what I mean? But to be able to have a cheat code like this is just insane. What's drew me to the project. That's what was like, I'm invested, because, you know, when I've heard that, and on top of that, it's a Matt Furie coin, and now here's the thing, Dilla, you told me the other day, bro, that you met Matt Furie. You met Matt Furie.
More than Matt. Yes.
You what happened with that? Like,
Oh man.
you met Matt Furie. You hung out with Matt Furie.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you that story, but I just got to bounce off everything you were just saying first, which is just that,
Okay.
like, man, it's so true. I mean, like, for the insider crypto, like, you know, we got lots of nerds that we fucking love. Bless the nerds. Like, you know, we can go all in on this crazy, complicated tech and these AI agents and all these various different things like that. But, like, when it comes to mass adoption, like, it's got to be fucking simple, you know? And food is simple. And it's also one thing that sometimes bites, like, RWA projects in the ass, is getting too diluted and diversified. And so, you know, we're keeping things really simple. We're not launching a fucking 20 product line or anything like that. It's going to be really fucking simple, you know, like, keep it very, very focused. And I think that's important to say, because some people are like, oh, yeah, you can talk all this hype, but, like, you don't want to get lost in the sauce, bro. And so, we're absolutely gonna like keep it really, really, to the point. And so I just love your enthusiasm. And it feels so good to hear you say that, because this is exactly how I feel, and to have that validated. Like when we started, me and a couple of the guys came together and we decided to CTO this thing. Like these are some of the conversations we're having, and so to hear it coming out of your mouth, not mine, I'm just like, fucking yeah. Like, yes, this is what is up. So ditto to everything you just said. All right. So
No, it's true.
yeah,
It's
so
true.
go.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, I just don't see any meme coins doing that, and it's like, and it's such a progressive move because, in a way, you're anticipating where crypto is going to be inside, 5 years, right? I mean, we're going to have this bull run. It's going to end. We're going to go into a bear market, and in my opinion, like I think 90 some percent of the coins that are around today are going to fall away in terms of those DeFi projects, those we're the utility of this and that. A lot of those coins are going to fall away, and only the real like coins that are actually have use cases and actually are affecting markets and things like that are going to stay. And then there's going to be the rest of them. I think a majority are still going to be meme coins popping in and out. You know what I mean? I don't think meme coins are ever going to go away. They never need a season. I mean, I don't know why even people say meme coin seasons. I mean, in my opinion, the meme coins are always in season. There's always one of them popping off, a couple of them popping off. Every day. You know what I mean? And so, but the thing is that there's gonna be some coins that are gonna make this like this transition, this jump into getting into that space to where again it's a real world asset. I'm not talking about real estate, real estate transactions or tokenizing. I don't know, you name it. You know what I'm talking about. It's something totally different, but it can also be imitated, which is also very good because you will be the first mover in that type of way. You know what I mean? Like Bossberger will be the first mover to ever do something like this, and then everyone can follow along and copy. Meme coins will try and make things for real and things like that. They'll some will fail, some won't, but it'll create a whole new space to where it'll grow along with the Zoomers, the Gen Zers that are just trying to unplug from this system that we're in. I'm a millennial, and I've pretty much decided to unplug from the American system and move out and try and find out what else is going on in the world. And like I said, I'm starting a new farm in another country where I don't speak the language, and just trying to find a different angle on life other than what's been presented to me by America. I'm still American. I love being American, but I gotta go test myself, and I feel like Bossberger is about to test a whole nother side of crypto, and so I'm just that's just again, these are the conversations that are going on, in my inner circle and people I've been talking to that are invested in Bossberger. They see what's about to happen, and so yeah, but yeah, man, exactly what you said, man, exactly what you said. Um, Incredible stuff. But we got about a couple minutes left. I do want to talk about this Matt Furie thing because Bossberger.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can't. One thing I like Bossberger. I didn't know Bossberger was a Matt Furie coin, and I found out like much later after I guess I wasn't paying attention, but it was well after I invested that it was a Matt Furie coin, which makes it that much more bullish because Matt Furie coins are they move, man. I mean, people love them, and they love his artwork, and they move, and But bro, I don't think anyone has really met Matt Furie. I have never. Picking him out of a lineup. Even I probably couldn't do it. It's like one of those like mystical feature. He's like one of those mystical figures, almost like John Hughes, right? Right? You know John Hughes that wrote Breakfast Club and
Yeah.
16 Candles and Home Alone. You know, like John Hughes, you wouldn't be able to pick him out of a lineup, but you know his presence, and you know what I mean. Like he has that type of like feel all over this entire meme coin market. So, but bro, you met him, and not only did you meet him, you hung out with him. You told me the story, guys. You gotta hear this story. Go ahead, bro.
All right. Well, I was working on Fleabone, which, by the way, just to go on the record, Fleabone is not done, and it is in the buy zone as well. So, just to say,
Nice.
hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
we were
yeah.
working on Fleabone, and Fleabone is a character from Matt Furie's only ever animated TV show he ever made. It got rejected from the networks, but they made a pilot, and it's 11 minutes long. Bone's the main character, and so anyway, we were working on this project, and we wanted to go. We're actually talking. Well, first of all, basically, I live in LA, and so I'm connected with a lot of people in like arts and entertainment world, and so when we started the project, I was like, I bet I know people who know him, like, so I went searching through my networks and very quickly found people who knew him. And not only that, but got connected with one of his best friends and his agents who like helped sell his art and stuff. And so we linked with her and started talking and made friends and ended up buying some of his art, showing our support, some original pieces. So I have an original hanging on my wall, not a print, like hand drawn colored pencil by him. And then yeah, we wanted to pitch. We wanted to make more of the show. We wanted him to make more of the show, and we had investors ready to fund it and everything. And so we're talking to her, and then she was like, we gave a proposal, she was going to bring it to him, and then we found out he was doing an art show, so he decided to go up there. And so we went up. We had to drive about 3 hours from LA, and we went up to the art show, and she told us, whatever you do, don't mention crypto, because he's really, really sensitive about it. And so we just went in to be cool people, just to
Yeah.
vibe. And we went in there, and we hung out, and before long he came over to us and introduced himself, because we were just looking at the work, at the art. And we talked for a while. We asked him about his techniques and stuff, and he was talking to us, and we ended up just hanging out all night long. And people come and go from an art show, but me and my three friends from the team, we just hung out the whole time. And we ended up at the end, there was only about 10 people there, him and his wife, the gallery owner, his wife, a couple other people, and we were just vibing. And they were like, hey, the show's over, but we're gonna go get some drinks. You guys want to come with us? We were like, sure. So we went to this funky spot with this big band playing like 1930s music, and it's like this kitschy like hotel place, like way up in this funny little town in Central Coast, California. And we were having drinks. We got some dinner. We are all having dinner, and then I was supposed to fly to Mexico the next day, um, and and it was getting late. We had a 3-hour drive. It was like 10:30 at night already, and I was like, guys, we got to go. And Matt turns to us and he goes, no, don't go. You should change your ticket and come stay over at our house tonight. We got extra beds. We can throw some mats down in the living room. And we all just looked at each other, and we were like, is this happening right now? And so we did it. We went over to his house. They made up some beds. We hung out on the deck, smoking pot and jamming out, singing songs on the guitar, and just like chopping it up and talking until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And yeah, it was a whole thing. It was really cool. We ended up getting to tour his studio. He signed Night Riders books for us, personalized them all. We got to
Wow.
see his whole place where he makes everything happen. The next day, we went out to breakfast and ended up going to a hot springs and stuff. And you know, we ended up leaving the next day, and we ended up being able to pitch our proposal to him, and it wasn't the right moment for that. He's got a lot of things he's working on, but like It was a really, really incredible experience, and he is a wonderful human being, and we got to be friends with him and everything. And he's, he's not super into crypto personally, just because he's just a freaky artist kind of guy. But like, he's got his little NFT projects and stuff. But man, it was just incredible to get to hang out with this patron, the patron saint of meme coins, basically.
Right?
You know.
Seriously. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of meme coins, man. Maybe thousands of meme coins have been created off of his artwork, and
Yeah.
that's just crazy. Like, he's gonna be up there with Sailor, and like as and like like you name the figure in crypto. I mean, he's up there with those guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Whether he likes it or not. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, so that's freaking great. Yeah, it's so funny. It's like hanging out with your favorite musician or something. You just want to be like, hey man, can you draw me something? Like can you like can you just like can you play us a song? Type of thing. Like, can you draw us something right now? Like so
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah,
It
man.
was pretty crazy, but also just like, telling that story, I just want to like let people listening to this either live or on the replay know that like, this is how we roll. Right now we're focusing on Bossberger and like we're not just some whatever devs who are launching 10 projects a day and you can maybe catch the pump before it dies. Like, that's not who we are. Like, we're a real team of real people. We're artists, we're entrepreneurs, we all run businesses in real life. And I've done organizational development, and I've done production management on film and on TV and on large scale events and festivals and raves, and like, we apply all of that to the projects that we do. And so, Bossberger is just getting started. And if you look at this chart right now, we're sitting at 200K since, we were at like 160 when this call started, and people are listening. They're starting to buy in. And so, this is an excellent opportunity. We're a 5x to the all-time high, and we project this in the tens of millions. So,
Yeah.
10 million, that's a 50x from here. Dropping 1 ETH on this chart right now is probably one of the smartest things you could do. So,
Yeah.
I just want people to know that like, we're not just some pump and dumpers. We're not just some devs serial launchers. Like, we focus on something, we build something, and we take it all the way. And that's what we're doing with Bossberger.
Wow. Wow. Well said. Absolutely. That's how I feel. I feel great being invested. I feel great, having a piece of this thing, and getting in early and understanding what's going on here, man. And yeah, I noticed that, when I first started talking to you right away, bro. It's like you definitely have this sense of, calm and patience and vision, and you know exactly what you want to do, and you know exactly how you want it to be done, and you know exactly where this project's going, and in the steps that it takes to get there, and I mean, that's why I wanted to do this. This is my first interview with anyone on this channel, so I mean, you're my first interview,
I'm
and I
honored.
wanted, yeah, man, I wanted to get you on because I've been talking to you, man, and it's like I wanted people to hear, hear you talk and hear, your stories and what you thought about Bossberger and crypto overall, because I mean, it's really cool stuff, and because I mean, I've been talking to people about Bossberger, like Bossberger, like, yeah, it's a burger, like, yeah, it's a meme coin burger to stare. So what, like, people like people have heard 1,000 meme coins, like people in this space that are just so burnt out by the space and by meme coins, like, yeah, stare. I don't know. Yeah, it's a burger. So what? It's a Matt Furie burger. I don't care. Like, no, bro, this is totally something different. Like, the team is totally next level. Like, you don't even know what they got planned, and so and instead of just like saying that over and over again to people, I wanted to, get you on, and I think it's been amazing. It's been an amazing chat we had, and would you be interested in doing this again sometime? Maybe bringing on, also maybe another member of the team, or just kind of hanging out again, we can do this again sometime if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. It's my pleasure, my honor, and it's just always fun hanging out with you, man. I just feel like we're shooting the shit, and I'm looking at your video, looking like I'm on the beach. Sorry, I can't be on video. I'm not fully
That's okay.
doxxed yet, but
That's
like,
fine. It's
yeah,
fine.
man, I would love to hang out, and I just appreciate all your support on the project, and I love having you with us. And like, there's a lot of people you can talk to in the crypto world, but you're one of the ones that I've just always felt so natural and so at home with, and I feel really really blessed to be able to be collaborating like this. And guys, we've got all sorts of plans. We've got trending coming, Dex trending. We've got more partnerships, more calls, all the typical things that you do. And then as the chart moves up, we'll move towards some of the things that we've been teasing here on this call. And so I just want to remind everybody that like the best form of marketing is, if you want to see your bag increase, the best form of marketing is word of mouth. So like, take what you've heard here, go tell your friends, go talk about it in some of your lounges and your alpha chats, and let them know what's going on here. Let them know what you heard. Share this live video with them. Make sure that they subscribe to Stairs channel and tune in with everything he's doing, and come through our Telegram. You know, we have, if you type in our Telegram memes, you'll get our meme channel. If you type TV, you'll get all of our commercials and videos that we've made. Come through the X community, et cetera, et cetera. You know, all the things. But the main thing is just like, go and talk to people about this. Like, the first thing is get your bag, secure your position, and then go and talk to your friends about it. Let them know what's going on, because the thing is, if you don't do it now, they're going to be coming at you later when you're posting about your 10x, 50x win on Bossberger, and they're going to say, bro, why didn't you tell me? Like, why didn't
Right.
you tell me at 200K, right? So
Right.
get out there, spread the good word, and man, Stair, thank you so much. It's been great to be on here with you today.
Wow. Yeah, no problem, bro. Thank you. And guys, you were just listening to Dilla, the dev of BossBurger. I dropped the contract address. Shawan did that. I pinned it. You can just put it on Deck Screener. You can get all the socials right there. Join the Telegram. Great community. Follow the X page. You know, pack your bags, guys. Pack your bags. This was a kind of an impromptu interview. This was supposed to be recorded, and I actually didn't push the private button or unlisted button. So this became public right away, which I'm actually happy that I did that it happened. And but we will be letting this go public from here. And guys, we're gonna have Dilla back on again. And man, I'm so happy to talk to him today. And guys, go stock up, go get yourself some Boss Burgers, and we will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much, Shawan, Angie, baby, Steve-O, for moderating, and everybody in here. Dilla, it's been a pleasure, man. Have a great day.
All right, you too, my guy. Thanks so much. Talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later. All right, bye.
Peace.